Pulling from my experience as a lawyer, I want to take you through what it means for a case to be dismissed with prejudice and the options here. With prejudice means a new case with the same charges cannot be brought again against Kyle Rittenhouse. The case is permanently dismissed, so no new trial with a new jury on these charges. The judge hasn't made that ruling yet. We saw that he allowed the questioning from the prosecution to continue. And the judge has options. Don't dismiss the case at all. He could also dismiss with prejudice or dismiss without prejudice. Now, if the judge does do it with prejudice, there are a few options for the prosecution to try to fight it as well. They can appeal the dismissal to a higher court or file different charges against Rittenhouse in a new case. But since they were going for murder here, it may be unlikely that they will go for lesser charges. Well, now let's bring in CBS 2's Chris Tye. And Chris, you spoke with a former federal prosecutor who says the prosecution may be hoping for a mistrial without prejudice.
That's right, Erica. That's because going into today, before Kyle Rittenhouse took the stand, he said the prosecutor's case was going poorly. And now that today is in the books, it may be an even steeper climb for the state of Wisconsin.
They're flailing. They're just trying to do anything possible.
Phil Turner knows a flailing prosecutor when he sees one. He represented the feds out of Chicago for years. He says the state's case has been bruised. Its latest setback came today as Rittenhouse painted himself a threatened, scared teenager last summer.
He was very emotional, and it was genuine. It wasn't any put on. And he acted like a true human being up there. He wasn't some robot. Didn't seem programmed.
Putting defendants on the stand's always a gamble. Turner thinks it paid off for the Rittenhouse team.
I think he's done very, very well, and he has not hurt himself. And that's the key.
A less obvious play may be unfolding as prosecutors rankle the judge.
I don't know what you're up to. Don't get brazen with me.
Turner says prosecutors who know a case isn't going well sometimes try out-of-the-box approaches for a legal redo.
Perhaps the prosecution is trying to provoke a mistrial because they believe they're losing, and if they can get a mistrial, well, then they get another shot at the defendant, if it's not a mistrial with prejudice.
The judge has yet to rule on any mistrials, and even though the jury was excused for those exchanges with the judge, jurors, he thinks, can feel the air in that room shift.
Has the jury gotten it? Oh, of course. They have. Jurors respect and look up to the judge. They do, no matter what.
Provoking the judge is a big gamble, and Turner said after that tearful morning from Rittenhouse, the prosecution needed a Hail Mary of sorts to kind of set things back into their favor. He says they didn't deliver one. Erica.
All right, Chris, thank you. And you can follow the Kyle Rittenhouse trial on our streaming network, CBS in Chicago. Search CBS Chicago wherever you get your apps to download it for free.